Hey guys, what's going on? It's BigK Crypto here. Hope you're all doing well and having a great weekend so far. It's been an absolute mad one for me this weekend. Been really busy and with a lot of stuff going on in crypto. So I've just been doing my best to try and manage my time and get these videos out to you. Today's video is all about, is Ethereum Gold or Ethereum Capital still worthy of being called the best passive income source in crypto? And the reason why I bring that up is because, well, some say Ethereum Gold, Ethereum Capital has hit a hiatus, right? It's hit a point now where it's not going past and it's starting to go back down. And in fact, I'm seeing a lot of confusion in Discords and Telegrams and comments and all this kind of stuff. So I just wanted to give you my take on it. Again, remember, these are my own opinions and viewpoints. Now, obviously, before we get into it, I want to just kind of get the disclaimer out of the way, read it, understand it. This is not financial advice, just my own personal thoughts, opinions, and experiences. You are all ultimately responsible for your own crypto and your own decisions, what you do with it. Now, why the topic of this video? Well, some of you may have seen my last video I did, I believe, at the beginning of August, which was, and in fact, actually, I'll put it in the top right corner here of your screen, is Ethereum Gold, Ethereum Capital, the best passive income source in crypto? Basically, this is a follow-up video to it. And am I still standing by that? Because it was a very, very, very bold statement, right? Me basically saying it's the best thing that you can do in crypto when it comes to long-term investments and passive income. So I just wanted to kind of, talk about Ethereum Gold, Ethereum Capital. Again, guys, both are one and the same. I'm going to just keep it to Ethereum Gold today just to kind of keep it simple so I don't have to go from one tab to another. So let's just kind of start with, what is Ethereum Gold? All right, for those of you that don't know or you're still a little bit unsure, Ethereum Gold is basically a smart contract that lives on the Ethereum blockchain. That's it. It's like any contract that you might have, right? So let's say you're hiring an accountant to do all your books and make sure that you save all your pennies. Well, you're going to have a contract for them, right? And when you buy a house, you're going to have a contract for it. Well, it's the same thing here. Okay, guys, this is a smart contract. Now, smart contracts and dApps have their own particular purposes, and there's many out there, but there's only one standalone smart contract, in my opinion, that is actually worth mentioning and worth being in, which is Ethereum Gold. Okay, and let me just kind of talk you through what the contract and what being involved in the contract has to offer. So essentially, and I've talked about this in many videos, but I'll just kind of do you a roundup again. What this contract does is it rewards token holders, okay, so people that own Ethereum Gold tokens, a percentage every single time someone buys in or sells out of the contract. So for example, let's say you own 100 Ethereum Gold tokens, or however many, it really doesn't matter on the number. When somebody comes in and buys, let's take for example 10 Ethereum's worth of gold tokens, that one Ethereum is going to be distributed as dividends to all of the token holders that are in the contract. The other 10% does get taken out from the beginning, but does not get distributed out. It would only get distributed out when that one person actually sells his tokens. So in a nutshell, I mean, obviously there's deeper levels to this, but I'm just kind of giving you a broad example as to what this is doing. In a nutshell, guys, you are being rewarded for being in a contract over time. So when people are buying in or when people are selling, you're getting paid in dividends for being in the contract at that time. Now, just with that general outline as to how this smart contract works, it makes a lot of sense to basically say the longer you stay in this smart contract, the more rewarding it will be, right? Correct. Now, to purchase said tokens, okay, all you would have to do is, let's say, for example, you had 5 Ethereum. You would need a MetaMask wallet, of course, okay, which is a web-free wallet that interacts directly with the smart contract itself. For example, this up here, as you can see, has my Chrome extension. And all of the instructions to this are down below, by the way, guys. And in fact, if you do want a how-to step-by-step guide, I'll link that in the top right corner of your screen as well. I'm just giving you a general overview. But let's say I have half an ETH here, okay? And I wanted to buy half an ETH's worth of gold tokens. I would just type in 0.5 here, and it's telling me that I'm going to approximately receive 20 gold tokens. Now, of course, the more Ethereum that you put down, the more gold tokens you're going to receive. And that's all based on the actual buy price of the token itself. You also have a sell price here. Now, I'm not going to go into the calculations of all of these things because I have done this before. So really, technically, it's kind of like owning dividend stock, right? If you own a dividend stock in, let's say, a specific company, right? Every quarter, you're going to be getting paid a particular amount of dividends based on the amount of profits that that company makes. However, how this is so much better and so much more improved on that system is, number one, you're not going to be getting paid every quarter. You're going to be getting paid dividends anytime anyone enters or exits the contract, right? So that could be multiple times a day, that could be only a few times a day. So it's all based on volume. But the other great thing is it's not based on how well the company does. It's based on how much people are buying in and selling out of this contract themselves, right? So that's just kind of like an overview perspective on how this Ethereum Gold smart contract works, okay? Now, there are other ways, of course, increasing your tokens by reinvesting, withdrawing, and maybe I'll mention that in a little bit later on. But I just wanted to give you an overview as to what it means to be a part of this smart contract, okay, and what it means to be a gold token holder. Now, as we're on the subject of gold tokens, the more gold tokens that you own, the more dividends you're going to be receiving. Because 10% of that buy-in with someone that's gone in with, let's say, $100 is going to be distributed based on how many tokens that you own and how many tokens they're worth in the contract, okay? Or let's say how many ETH is in the contract. So right now there's 26,500 Ethereum in the contract, and let's say you own 95 ETH in the contract. You're going to be getting dividends in proportion to the number of ETH that you own, okay, within the contract based on the token value in comparison to how much ETH there is in the contract, right? So the bigger this number gets, and let's say your number doesn't move, which obviously doesn't happen that way, but let's say if your 95 stays 95, or let's just, you know what, let's just take gold tokens because that's what it's really about. And this is where a lot of the confusion happens, guys, all right? Your gold token amount is never changing unless you, of course, change it, unless you sell or you reinvest and you increase or decrease this number. So depending on the proportional number of gold tokens you own compared to how much Ethereum is in the contract, if this number grows and it gets bigger and bigger, of course, you own a smaller stake in the contract. So, you know, the share of the pie that you're going to be receiving is going to get less, right? But to the flip side of that, okay, the benefit of this growing is that the fact that the contract is growing and you're benefiting from price appreciation. Let's just use these numbers here for a second. My $37,400 worth of gold tokens could go up to 45, could go up to 50,000, okay, depending on the pump and depending on the price appreciation in the contract. But equally, and this is the crack, guys, okay, and this is where a lot of people are falling through the cracks and not actually understanding this. As this starts to drop, let's say a few whales decide to jump out, okay, they jump ship, and this number goes from 26.5 to, let's say, 20,000 Ethereum in the contract. Now, the amount of gold tokens that you own, the stake that you have in the smart contract is bigger, which means you're going to get more dividends, right? You're going to get more dividends as people are buying and selling into the contract. And this is something that I seem to see a lot of people get confused about. And I'm going to elaborate on this. Now, if this was to drop even further, let's say to 15,000 in the contract, or you know what, even 10,000 in the contract, then guess how much bigger your stake is going to be and how much more in dividends you're going to be making. A lot. Now, what people are seeming to do, and this is where I've seen a lot of the misinterpretations of this contract. In fact, let's bring up the graph. Now, a lot of people might have bought here, okay? Or let's say people bought here because, you know, they saw one of many of Oracle's videos or one of many of my videos or anyone's in the communities or crypto zombies. Let's say they bought here and they see it to start pumping. Or maybe they didn't buy here. They just saw other people had bought here. They saw the videos. They were sitting on the fence and they just saw this just grow and grow and grow and grow over time. Let's say they bought when the buy price was, I don't know, $10.50, right? 10.5, near the top basically. Or even if they bought earlier, even if they bought at $7 here and they've just seen this pump happen and it's gone up and up and up. What they've actually been looking at and focusing on is this, okay? They've been focusing on their USD, the value of USD in comparison to the amount of gold tokens they own is growing. And of course it would do, okay? It would do. Why? Because of course your tokens will be worth more. Now, of course, as well, what we also had on our side, we went from Ethereum being $320, $330, whatever it was, to 450 almost. So with this whole combination of things, people saw their USD value. And like I said, and I've said it in many videos, that's why I like to use Ethereum Capital. I do like to see things in USD value. But when I say that, I mean in terms of money that I'm making daily, which is in terms of my dividends, okay? Not how much my Ethereum credits are valued to be. So where they've seen this go up and up and up and up, and then suddenly we have a slight reversal, okay? And I'm not even going to call it a reversal, okay? We've just had a slight pause or a slight sell-off, whatever which way you want to look at it, right? People sold their tokens. People came out of the contract. People took their profits. Lots of people took their money, right? When they saw the top of this, when they saw, Ethereum was at $430, $440, and they might have seen a bit of a sell-off happen, and they've taken their profits. Well, that's what they're here for, right? That's what I like to say to a lot of people. We're all here in crypto to make money, ultimately. Now, yes, I know, the technology is interesting. It's exciting. The prospects of what cryptocurrency and digital currency could be in the future. Is it the money of the future, or is it actually owned by the government? And we don't even know, right? We're all being tricked, or whatever it is. But what I'm saying here is, at the end of the day, we all, or the majority of us, apart from the exceptional few, we all get into crypto to make money. So where they've seen this pump go up and up and up, and their dollars amounts have gone up, and they're seeing people like the Oracle, people like myself, people like CryptoZombie and everyone, talk about this project. They love it. It's the best thing since sliced bread. They can't believe that they found it. They wish they got in earlier, but you know what? They're in it, and it's amazing. And it is. It really, really, really is. But this is where the problem lies now, because nothing goes up forever, right? People are going to take profits off the table. People are going to make profits out of this, and they're going to take it. Why? Because, well, that's what they are in crypto for. Ultimately, that's why they're in something like this. Whether it be, a midterm thing, let's say a 6-month, 1-year investment or whatever, or if it's a 15, 20-year investment or a 2-year investment, or whatever it is, people are here to make money. And if people have made money and they think, you know what, this has done its job. Ethereum Gold has done what it's needed to do for me. It's made X amount into that amount. I've made my profits. I'm going to walk away a happy man. And you know what? I might come back, at a later date because I do really believe in this project. Then good for them, right? Good for them, because that's what this is about. And Sunny says this all the time, right? If this has done anything positive for the people that have been in this, that is what this is around for, ultimately, for the good of many people. Now, of course, if you decided to sell and you're at a loss, then, well, that's a problem, okay? And that's something that I keep saying to everybody. The only way you can lose on this is by pulling your money out before you've made back your fees, and if you're in a loss. It's all about time. The longer you're in this, the more you're going to benefit. So I'm going to stick on the subject of people being confused and people not knowing what's going on, because, well, just thinking about it, I wasn't actually going to be talking about it in this video, but it's a shame because people are losing complete sight as to why this is the best damn passive income stream in crypto long term, all right? Long term. And those are the main words, long term. So many people have gone into this thinking that they're going to make their 20% back fee, okay, the 10% in, 10% out, in a matter of a week or 2 weeks. And then after that, it's going to be profit and happy days. Now, it could take a week, it could take 2 weeks, it could take 2 months, it could take 4 months. It all depends on the volume. But when people get a little bit of a harsh reality of it's not climbing the way it should have been, or it's not climbing as it was before, and now it's starting to go the other way, and they're starting to see, at the end of the day, this USD value is going down. I mean, heck, look, it's going down for me. Let's just kind of see, I don't know, where were we around, the 16th of August? 40 grand, right? 41 grand. Before that, 42, almost 43 grand. I'm now at just over 37,000. I'm not sitting here freaking out and, becoming a keyboard warrior and saying, oh, this contract is a lot of bullshit, because that's what I'm seeing. And it's such a shame. It is such a shame to see that, because that's not the case with this contract. This number, and I've said this many times before, these numbers are going to fluctuate. They're going to go up and they're going to go down. Why? Because it's going to be dependent on a few different things. It's going to be dependent on how many people and how many Ethereum is in the actual contract itself, which is of course going to affect the prices. And it's also going to be affected by the price of Ethereum. And so what's happening is people are seeing these numbers go down. They're not thinking about the dividends. Why? Because before, yeah, they saw, oh, I'm getting free money in dividends. That's awesome. But that's a bonus. Why? Because, well, price appreciation has made my 10 Ethereum to 15 Ethereum or whatever the case may be. They're just looking at the price appreciation. And that's what I think a lot of people's focus is. They're hoping that their ETH is just going to magically grow and grow and grow just because they hold X amount of tokens and everything's going up. But that's not the case. What this really is about, now, of course, yes, you are going to benefit from price appreciation. You're going to benefit from Ethereum going from, just under $400 it is now. When it goes to $700, you're going to benefit from that, right? You are, because of course you're going to own Ethereum and you can sell and you're going to have your Ethereum that's going to be worth X amount. But what this really is about, and the primary passive income earner here, is the dividends. It is the dividends, okay? Like right now, I mean, what was the last thing I did here? I actually reinvested at 4:15, 4:04 in the morning. Yes, I am usually awake at that time. In fact, I'd hardly sleep, if you were wondering. But anyway, at that time in the morning, I reinvested the 1.8 that I had here. Okay, that was in these dividends. And I also had an extra ETH in my wallet. So I thought I'd buy in there because, well, the price was too good to give up on and not buy more. So by doing that, my tokens went from 4623 to now 4793. And why am I concentrating on this token value to grow and increase? Because, well, I'm going to get more dividends. Now, since 4 o'clock this morning, and it's now actually 4:30 p.m. right in the UK, 12 hours later, I've earned $27, right? Just shy of $27 for doing nothing, for doing absolutely nothing, just by having and owning my stake in this smart contract, which are gold tokens. Now you're going to say, what? $27? Is that it? Well, some days it could be $27. To be fair, it's been very slow again today. But that is also, and I want to bring this point up, this is exactly what adds to the longevity and the legacy of Ethereum Gold and the geniusness of Ethereum Gold. Because this isn't based on a 1% a day, 2% an hour, 5% a week promise. Okay, it's not based on that. They're not trying to get funds from elsewhere because they need to pay the people that have contributed into this platform or whatever else. It's nothing like that. It's not a platform, and it certainly isn't a hype or anything close to that spectrum or those things. This is a smart contract, and you benefit and you own dividends, as we said, as people buy in of the contract and people sell out of the contract. So it's based on human interaction, essentially. It's human interaction, and it's the volume and the volatility, right? People can start looking at this price and say, you know what, this is a damn cheap price. BigK's gone in as well with some more money. I'm going to go in with this. I've got another couple of ETH. I think we're at a good price right now. I'm going to go in. And then more people start seeing that and say, you know what, I'm going to do the same. And suddenly we start getting an influx of people buying into the contract. Well, guess what? We're going to start seeing more movement. You're going to start seeing more dividends. And equally the same on the opposite side. You might have a big person sell, and there's a psychological sell-off. People start freaking out. They start getting scared. They don't know what's going on, and they start selling. And when that happens, you're going to get a big influx. Well, you're going to get more dividends. But then there's going to be days where, well, it's going to be quite static. There's not going to be a lot of movement, and you're not going to make very much in dividends. But that, again, guys, is what contributes to the longevity of this smart contract. The human interaction, the volume of people buying and selling. I mean, what else have I seen that people have been confused about? Here was another comment, right? Crypto Gizmo. This shit is rigged as fuck. My channel is proof. Just compare my video to Eric Schmidt's. Same number of tokens, he makes twice as much. Can you say bullshit? And, I replied genuinely like I do to most people. And I put here, well, Gizmo, did you buy your tokens at the same time as Eric Schmidt? Did you buy them on the same day? Basically, what I mean by that is, did you buy them at the same buying price? Because, well, if, Eric Schmidt, right, bought in at $7 and you, Gizmo, bought in at $9.20, well, of course, your numbers are not going to compare, right? The amount of tokens that you're both going to own are going to be different, which means the amount of dividends you're both going to earn is going to be different. And then what did I put here? The smart contract isn't rigged. It's all in the open source code, right? It's not like there's any magical tricks going on here. Okay, if you just click on the verified contract, this is going to take you, and this is another beautiful thing to Ethereum Gold. It is a fully verified smart contract. Okay, if you scroll down here, you can scroll down all of the open source code as much as you like. And in fact, if you can read code, even if it's to the basic point, go through this line by line and try and understand, what's going on here. This is basically just telling you, all the rules of the contract and what should be happening. It's been fully verified. It's been independently audited, right? A number of times, basically for a completely independent company to say, yeah, there's nothing untoward going on here at all. And of course, it's gone through hackathons, right? I mentioned those before. So, Sunny the creator, I'm not going to find it now in the code, but Sunny the creator here has taken out any administrative rights that he has in this contract completely out of this code, right? He can't do anything to change the code now. It is what it is. And those rights were relinquished a long time ago. However it runs is how it runs. Maybe he might change the color of the background here and there, okay? But that's about it, right? That's it. The point is everything is here, okay? It's on the blockchain and it's all transparent, right? There's nothing going on. There's nothing that you can't look for or can't find. Take some time to read it. I can understand the frustration, right? And I'm feeling this frustration for a lot of people. Everyone has enjoyed the pumps we've had so far, but as I say in my videos, it's all about cycles. That and the price of ETH. But I understand it, right? And this goes back to my earlier point. Everyone got so used to, especially people that got in here, right? Or even people that got in here, got so used to seeing this pump, seeing the price appreciation, seeing the amount of Ethereum that they own grow, okay? And then suddenly, when it starts to go the other way, everyone starts panicking and having a hissy fit, right? And it's because really they're either looking at this one of two ways. One, they're not looking at this as a long-term investment. They're looking at it as a short-term investment and they're thinking, shit, I didn't sell at the top. All right. And now they're pissed off about it. Or because they're not believing in the project. And the point of the project is that you're going to have cycles. All right. You look here, this was a cycle. Now, if you compare it to this, okay, it might not look like much, but if you were just looking at this here, if you compare it to these pumps, okay, it looks very tiny. But actually, guys, at the time, this was huge. This was a huge pump. A huge pump. And if anyone actually bought the top of this pump right here and just held on, well, guess what? Here, they would have been laughing. Same equally again here. If they'd bought the top here and they held all the way through to this point, they would have been laughing, right? So, my point is, it's all about cycles. And you're going to have cycles where it's going to go up and then we're going to go down. The one thing that we do know for certain is we've never, ever gone below previous lows, right? So, for example, here, there was no way we were going to go lower than this point. And, we came down to here. Now we've gone all the way up to this. And how far we're going to go down? Who knows, right? I'm not psychic. And to be honest, I don't care. It's just part of the cycle. You're going to earn dividends. This is the point. You're going to earn dividends, which, let me remind you guys, that is free money. Free money coming your way for just sitting and staking your Ethereum, essentially, in this smart contract, right? By owning these gold tokens, you're going to be earning this free money. Now, I'm going to hear a lot of you say, yes, but what is that compared to the amount of money you can make when this is going up? Well, you're not in this for price appreciation. Yes, if it happens, great. Look, I was incredibly fortunate. I got in somewhere around here and I bought along the way up this. Why? Because, well, I've got an amazing mentor. I got the Oracle, gave us all the heads up, go into this, and we did. And I did. And I got in. My price that I bought in at was $1.17 or 18, whatever it was. Okay, now, obviously, I bought in along the way up. But the point is that's why I saw quick price appreciation. But I knew that I wasn't in this for price appreciation. Yes, it was great. It was easy for me to get my ROI back quicker. But it didn't subtract away from the point that the whole essence and the whole goal of this is to create dividends and earn passive income by sitting in this contract. And where I think a lot of people are feeling a bit of the pinch now is maybe they did buy at 9.50 or they bought at 10. And they're thinking, crap, if this goes down and I've got to wait 4 months or 3 months or 6 months for a cycle for another big pump up to get that price appreciation, or to be able to get enough dividends to be able to meet my 20% and then my ROI or whatever game that they're playing. They're seeing that as a too far of a long game and it's too much work and they're giving up because they saw the speed of this, right? And it's natural. They saw the pace of how this went up And now they're gutted that it's not happening now. Now it might actually happen. Who knows? Right? We might get another big YouTuber, okay, other than myself, of course, right? And a big YouTuber coming in, right? Who knows? We might even see the return of the Mac, right? Come in and pump this up to, I don't know, $15, $20. And there you go. You're going to be in the races at that point. You're going to see it speed up. But maybe we might not. Maybe we might see this go down to $7 or $6. But for me, I haven't flinched, and I'm not going to flinch because, again, this is not what I'm concerned about. This is what I'm concerned about, which is, again, you know, that's why I like to use Ethereum Capital, because I look at this, you know, a couple of times a day because, well, I'm doing videos on it, so I do need to be looking at this multiple times a day. But I'm seeing how much I've got in my dividends, and I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'm going to reinvest this, or I'm going to withdraw this. Now, my strategy right now is, I mean, this is a complete free money machine for me. I've made back my ROI, and I've actually withdrawn profits out of this, as well as reinvested. So my current plan right now is to, you know, decide, really pick and choose. I'm picking and choosing whether to reinvest or withdraw. But the point is that I'm in it for these dividends. Anyway, that was a long rant, but I just wanted to kind of clear things up for you guys, because I know there's been a lot of confusion, and it can be quite confusing, especially when you see a gold mine, right? Pardon the expression, but you see a gold mine and then you start to see it slow down and you think, oh shit, have I missed the boat? You haven't. The same principles apply all the way through the smart contract. This still is the best passive income stream you can do in crypto, okay? Long term, hands down. There's loads of ways that you can make money in crypto. Okay? I do leverage trading, right, which I learned from the Oracle. I do core compounding, which I learned from the Oracle, which is, you know, as a passive income. I go into hypes. I go into, you know, there's so many different ways you can actually earn money, right, in the crypto space. But this is the gem, right? This is the gold mine, right? This is the thing that's going to last forever. It's on the blockchain. It's not going anywhere, and you're going to make dividends. Yes, maybe you're annoyed because you bought in at $10 and you're going to say, well, BigK, you said it's never too late. And it isn't. It isn't. Somebody said to me, well, you said it was never too late, and I bought in hoping it was going to go to $15. But that's where you were wrong. Never hope, never expect things. I said there's never a bad time to get in this because, well, once you have tokens, at least you're earning free dividends, which is the main point of this smart contract. If the price does decide to go down, well, guess what? You can reinvest your dividends and buy in at a much cheaper price, okay, at a discount. Just see it as that. You're buying more tokens at a discount, especially when you already own tokens. But at least when you bought in at the top, let's say, at least you haven't missed out on the opportunity if this did decide to skyrocket and go to $15. And I stand by that every single step of the way. All right. My brother-in-law bought in a couple of weeks ago. Other family members have bought in, and they understand this isn't something they're going to be looking at every day. In fact, they're going to be looking at this once a week. They're going to be probably sending me screenshots, and I'm going to tell them, you know, yep, reinvest, whatever else. And that's it. This is a long-term play. If you're looking to getting rich quick from Ethereum Gold, walk away. This isn't the contract for you. End of story. Okay, now you can all do what you want, you can all do what you like, and you can completely ignore what I'm saying and whatever. But that's my opinion with this thing. This isn't a get rich quick scheme at all, in the slightest. All right, guys. So I think I'm going to leave it there. You know, is this still the best passive income stream in crypto? 100%, absolutely. Why, you know, why wouldn't it be? Just because we're, you know, starting to see a sell-off, just because Ethereum's going down a little bit and the contract's starting to dip, and you know, there's a bit of confusion out there in the masses. Well, that's the way it is. You know, we know that this is all about cycles. We can see here the 2.5 years of cycles that we've had. All right, it's just the way this contract operates, guys. And as long as you've got the right mindset and you understand that A, you're in this for the long term, and B, it's about the dividends that you're making. Yes, it's nice to see your dollar amount, and it's nice to see your, you know, all of this go up due to price appreciation. And no, it's not nice to see the opposite side. But it's not about that. It's about the dividends that you're making. The one thing you have to understand, guys, as well, is the amount of tokens you own will never change, unless, of course, you sell tokens or you reinvest or you buy more, right? The amount of tokens will never change, no matter what happens, no matter how many ETH comes in and out of the contract and whatever else. Your amount of tokens will never change. The share of the pie that you're going to receive might change, but not the amount of tokens that you have. And equally, just to go back to that last point, you know, with the confusion, if you had bought, let's say, 10 Ethereum's worth, you bought 10 Ethereum's worth, you paid 10 Ethereum, which is whatever it was at that time, okay, the market value of 10 Ethereum, let's say it was $400, right? You bought $4,000 worth of tokens. And you can keep that number in your head. You can say, well, I want to make sure that over time, I'm going to make $4,000 worth of dividends. So I know that I've made my return on investment. Or you could do what I did in my earlier videos, which I talk about throttling your position and getting your ROI quicker, which was shaving off some of your tokens off the top, getting it down to your ROI. Remember, that's to do with buying into the pump. Completely different strategies and not something you'd want to do now. And definitely not something I'd recommend if you've only got, let's say, a few hundred tokens. But the point is that the number of tokens that you bought hasn't changed, and the amount of money that you invested in this in the first place hasn't changed. Just because things are going up or down here doesn't mean you've changed the course of history. All right, guys, this for me, I've said it before and I'll still say it again. Unless it's absolutely necessary, right? Unless for whatever reason, I need to take the money out, I'm not taking this out. I'm not leaving this contract unless I need to, like I said, whether it be for emergency use or whether I just need to for whatever reason. I'm not coming out of this contract. This contract is giving me passive income. Yes, granted, sometimes slow, sometimes quick. Sometimes $50 a day, sometimes $300 a day. But again, that's why this is the king of passive income streams when it comes to your long-term investments in cryptocurrency. So I think, guys, I'm going to leave this one there. I mean, I've talked a lot about it. I just wanted to kind of go over the point of, just because we've had a sell-off and things are going the other way for a little bit, and we've seen a bit of confusion and people talking about stuff in Discord and wherever else. This is still the best passive income stream, hands down, in crypto. Hands down, without a shadow of a doubt. All right, I still stand by that. And I'm completely chuffed and excited and so proud to be in a community such as this. So on that one, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please throw in your comments down below. I really do appreciate it. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Really does help the channel out, guys. It goes a long way. And it's free. It ain't going to cost you anything. So other than that, I'm going to see you on the next one. Cheers.